For how you could 360 TV or YouTube, so you subscribe ya pa Miss Ross over subscribe and the amami deco and the bro any breaking news, any trending news biani issues biano ya the baba bedamo anytime your video bed drop biano now what me enya notification no and as when you alert no now they push video aha a coffee 360 TV. Mr. Opacho be brave subscribe ne family ninya all our latest update no ye board man is ani ba na ja kakre ho ne dia ba bedan mo ye was 79 subscribers e wa say in some more motion no what do adwen kire beto comment section ho no wa share dia koma abusuafo no mo so enya bi ahwe na wa like video no Mr. subscribe e ma me why e patupa na enra last edition of Kevin Taylor the show no will make it strong revelation about COP Alex Mensah. COP Alex Mensah. Sa papa no muni no. Emre bi ne ho ba asem. Efa dam tem na dam pare e wo ho. Ensem bi ni kudita bi allegedly a wo mu ye no. Sa ade no sesi ane ho aba asem na strong emphatic revelation a Kevin Taylor every view no. Etwa se wo hwe video no. Na me bona to fa kakra bi no what was it Bawumia person chuchu COP Alex Mensah as a campaign security head ote one dia yengo hwe video no mra ehwe video no ntwom ko hwe ne subscribe hwe ne like na fo adwenkyere eto comment section no aye COP 360 TV me da wase
bi. You see this police officer with your friend Alex Mensah. Mahama Bawumia Asia or any team Asia. Bawumia say, hey, they want to make this guy Bawumia's head of security. The campaign of Obestatino. They want to make Alex Mensah the head of security. Or Bawumia campaign. Yeah. I'll be telling you the reason why they want to use this man to do that job. You see, Bawumia, we didn't come out with police hierarchy esroho. And they have been feeding Bawumia with a lot of information. And IGP Yonu, the CID boss, you people should be very careful. Bawumia is going to make this guy his head of security. Bawumia is going to make this guy. They have already penetrated the Ghana Police Service, the top. And the IGP has no idea. The CID boss, they have no idea. They have started building their coup in the Ghana Police Service. This is the guy Bawumia is going to use. That is the plan. They had a meeting recently. And they want to use this guy as the head of Mahama Bawumia's security. He's going to be the head. Nobody should underestimate what Bawumia wants to do. And I'm sending a message to the IGP. This is not a joke. Me, I know more things. I'm sending this friendly message to the CID boss. You people should be on guard. They have now been able to get people in the police service. Recently, the police officer be the Inspector Chumesi, another criminal police officer. But I want the Ghana Police Service to understand. The IGP, then he needs to understand. The CID boss, they need to understand. This guy is the guy they are going to use. And the president should be listening. He needs to be very careful about his security. So Alex Mensah, they have had a meeting. Obaga Sameboa, Ebesi. Obaga Sameboa, Ebesi, Alex Mensah. Make nobody underestimate what I am saying. This is what they are going to do. This is the guy who is going to handle Bawumia's campaign, his security. And this Alex guy, he's had a lot of conversations with some people in the Ghana Police Service from Warsaw, and they are falling in line. And Yonu has no idea. Those people are falling in line. And they have agreed to work with this guy. I'm going to leave it here. Obanyansafo Yibunibe. Okay. Now.
So the Kevin can a baby man as a Nese Bebe Moa, you adventure or comment session as a same Monsua, and also adventure and you or comment session as a high could 360 TV. Oh, YouTube, Miss Rosa subscriber Eddie Amami. 79 subscribers, I was saying. Into Revelation, Kevin Amiki, strong emphatic, or say, upcoming days, always stated the reason why Bawumia COP Alex Mensah as a head of security campaign for next year 2027 to 2028 campaign Bawumia Babayan. And also Kevin assign abo government, the current government in Abaso. Now, as the war or church ceremony, the war or Kayano, and go for be brave, Ghana for be brave, and tears say, Adena, John Mahama been 1 year, 3 months in me. Now, one didn't nipa bako cry into home. Na John Mahama so ban or me at ya my yet ye rain in a need a soon issue muse oh run by Yedma, a fade I could be ho, and also Kevin 18 same be home I na who be 24-hour economy no ababe nyadru 24-hour economy no government assign emra parliament a pass a bill no government assign to 24-hour economy no in says here no if free next week economy 24-hour economy no e be shase adofo me mama kasa enwa enye tintin Kevin and some o kan ye e fa kwan ya Ghana for pese abandada ni mu nipa bebre a omodi diska Mahama eyes wo chi omutum a onchi omutum no na afi 24-hour economy no the government upon all the issues, upon all the struggles our person will prosecute you and go for be omodi di omani sikana intimate concern because and send bebre akoko to up to date and send bo cry and free ni nyina no Kevin aboni nyina tofa but ni mama kasa anwani ntino me pese ye ko hwe video no before be hwe video ni nyina yesi no make sure say what do I drink in a better comment section or be like no I shall come any papa na mienu na aha e coffee 360 TV kakra yade abesomon anase kakra yade abre yadofo phone eni ye was 79 subscribers e hiaw so de baba be kan na ko 80 e hiaw so de baba be kan na timi ya do 1k meso pachopi
Slowly, the John Mahama administration, upon all the problems that they are faced with or they are trying to solve, they are still rolling out their flagship policies. And it takes a government that is focused. It takes a government that is ready to make sure, say, so I saw be create Jumama youth now obey. And could be say, oh, the president and the team no and Abana still are able to make sure the promising Ghana for some no, they are still in the line, they are still focused, they are still trying to make it happen. It is because Abana it came to inherit Nyoma Edding, but it's one of government and complaining. All that it does and say it finds solutions to problems that majority of Ghanaians say Abana into me and solve it. And I know there are a lot of young people in Ghana. There are a lot of middle class people in Ghana. And I've seen videos on social media about Mr. President. We want prosecution. We want prosecution. Why has prosecution delayed? Mimitie, I support every single person who is out there a little bit angry and say, we want prosecution. Because here say NDC, when it comes to the economy, you have performed better. You are excellent. When it comes to employment, we are seeing how young people today are getting comfortable. People are being employed. When it comes to building this nation, the construction we are seeing around the nation, everywhere is a construction site. We are seeing roads being built in Sawem. We are seeing new buildings coming up. When it comes to the fight against corruption, we can see one of the best governments, fighting corruption, and it is even hard for anyone to even talk about corruption in this government. When it comes to government discipline, fiscal discipline when it comes to inflation. Maybe I buy with for free, baby, or the other do about dollar 17, 18 under MPP, and we are lingering around 10, 11. We are talking about interest rate, single digit, inflation, single digit. Ghanaians are seeing governance, but you see, Ghanaians feel say there's one thing, the icing on the cake. The icing on the cake is what they are waiting for. And the icing on the cake, and they say, we know for a fact to say people have stolen from us. We don't need to have a PhD in law to know, say, the 8 years Bawumia lead Ghana or near Kufuado, no, we saw people deliberately stealing from us. The ordinary person that they be used to no, we saw it. The way people abused their office, how people flashed opulence in our faces, how people disrespected the rule of law. We saw it. And so people, majority of people, are side with them. And I am with them when they are on social media, they are on TikTok, they are on Facebook, they are screaming, Mr. President, when it comes to the job, when it comes to delivery, we know you have done it. We have no problem. But we want you to serve a strong signal to people who even in your government and in the future government said they want to even steal from us. So we want prosecution. And I agree. And I agree with that because prosecution was one of the main reasons Ghana for Bibrika said, we believe in John Mahama, we know what he can do, we know his track record, he's a good president, he's a good man. When he's focused on something, he does it. But we know he can do one more thing, and we all NPP. So majority of the people were like, we want you to prosecute these NPP people we all know stole from us. Now, the question here is, as much as this government, technically, when it comes to governance, they have scored about 90%. The 10% prosecution, which I am not happy about, which you are also not happy about. The question here is, upon all the things that is going on, our government will deliver. No? One thing I can tell you as a young Ghanaian and say, you can never consider the NPP. The NPP can never be the alternative, because the alternative is what we are trying to prosecute. The NPP, it does not matter how angry you are as a Ghanaian, because prosecution, the way it's supposed to go, no, is not going that way. You are right to be angry. You are right to question the government. But the last thing any Ghanaian will think of is to even consider the NPP as an alternative. Because what you are angry about today that we have to take care of is the alternative. So that alternative that you are angry at, that alternative that is the NPP, you know is dangerous. That you are angry that these dangerous creatures, we are still allowing them to be going up and down. We have not, with all due respect, we have not taken care of them. No, that alternative cannot be your alternative. It is like, you know, in say a draw way minuma mewu. Now in sukomi dim so much in tea or some minuma draw way. No, because ukuta poison wo winsem. Na in sukomi de what desert so saying. Na say a real saying what dehydrated saying. Uhu vision is bled. You are done. But you don't know the next second. Maybe the one step you take, you know, your foot might land in water. Maybe the next step you take, you know, bottled water. So the poison you have in your hand, you know, say, it does not matter. Then it is better you die holding the poison than to drink that poison and die. So the NPP, they are never an alternative, because we as a people, the alternative is what we want to bury. So if you're angry today, I understand you. And I really understand majority of the young people, Ghanaians, Obama, MPP say, NDC say, we are angry. We want to see prosecution. We want it to happen. And I am also like you. I'm also angry about it. But the question here is, why would anybody in Ghana even think of say, ubu efua to the point inti NPP is an option. The NPP is a killing machine. Yen nyina nim se bonsam eye bonsam. We can get angry with Jesus, we can get angry with God, but nobody wants to be affiliated with the devil. As Christians, as Muslims, as whatever believers, sometimes we get angry with our own God who created us because of the things we go through. But there's one thing nobody wants to be. Nobody wants to be associated with the devil. And that is where we find ourselves now. So you being angry with God today or being angry with your creator today does not mean you do not want to still be aligned with your creator. You can be angry about what is happening today because the pace at which you want prosecution to happen, no, it is not happening. But the other things that you want to Nyankopon yama no nyame ama oba, nyame ama emma, nyame ama usika, nyame ama edan, nyame ama wodwumapa. But there's one thing you want God to give you. You want God to give you twins. For you being angry with God not giving you twins does not mean say obi ba oha wo so ko wia no. No. Inti the alternative is what we want to destroy. The alternative is what we want to penalize. The alternative is what we want to stop, and the alternative is the MPP. So it does not matter how angry you are with this current administration when it comes to prosecution, because most of the people are about prosecution, about Aban also or Chinko Fogumno. They are not angry with the government when it comes to the performance of the government. We need to distinguish the two. Because prosecution in Barcelona, they are not angry with the government when it comes to the performance of the government. No, they are angry with the government because they want an icing on the cake, and that icing is to stop the alternative, that is the NPP that we want to finish. Inti, you might be angry like myself. You want things to be done the way you want, but there's one thing we need to understand. When it comes to prosecution, it does not matter. So obi commit a crime, that person needs to be brought before the law. And with me, I will not defend anybody we all know has to face prosecution. All that I'm telling you is you can be mad, you can be angry, you can tell the president your mind, the government your mind. When it comes to prosecution, you can. And I know majority of you people who are angry with the government because of prosecution today will still choose the NDC over any party in Ghana when it comes to the governance of this nation, when it comes to the economy, when it comes to employment, when it comes to develop infrastructure, when it comes to building a nation. 99% of you people who are angry, you will choose the NDC over any party. But you see, you should never make a mistake. The NPP is a killing machine. The NPP is a demonic group of people. They just want power now. And the moment they get power, what they will do to us as a nation, you will never forget. These are people who are all over the place defending Kotoka, who murdered another general officer. These are the group of people we are talking about. This is a group of people. They can kill a military officer, laugh about it, and just think it is normal. These are a group of people. They are telling us Kwame Nkrumah was supposed to be killed. They say this freely on TV. These are a group of people. Election day, they are able to go out there and spray Ghanaians with live bullets, kill Ghanaians, and still brag about it. This to me, my MPP, this is what they did. And they have never been sorry about this. They have never been sorry once about this. And today they are even in opposition. This dangerous group of people are telling us, oh, they should have killed Kwame Nkrumah. They hail Kotoka. Kotoka, who murdered another general in front of his wife and his kids. Kotoka today is hailed by these same people. Right now, the NPP are hurt. They feel that we are their enemies. They want to come in and finish us. They are angry because we have taken our country from traitors. These are a group of people. Somebody like JB Dankwa, na oye Juma Emma, a foreign security agency, na odanwoye omo flag bearer. Today they say he's one of their finest gentlemen. That's the kind of people we are talking about. JB Dankwa was a treasonous character. He was a snitch. In any country, North Korea, they will hang him, cut his head off, and put it in a trash bin. JB Dankwa. He was their flag bearer and at the same time snitching on Ghana. So these are people, no matter how angry you are, and I understand your anger. I totally understand. I totally understand. You and I, we all were eager, and we are still eager, and we still insist that prosecution should be quicker. We should see people being prosecuted. But that does not, we shouldn't allow, we should never ever think of looking at the NPP as an alternative. Because the reason why we are angry today is because of the alternative. Because until that alternative is slaughtered, that alternative is destroyed, we will not rest. And that is what we need to believe in. And I know about 90% of the people who are frustrated now on social media, on YouTube, speaking on these things, they will every day choose NDC governance over NPP. They are just frustrated because they want to see the people who cause them pain go through pain. When you see people angry, when you think of kasa na NDC abino aden omo ye 1 year prosecuted the pain, they always remember what the NPP put them through. And they believe, we say, for us to move forward, we need to make sure some people are used as scapegoats to turn this country around. You can see 99% of them who are angry on social media, wherever, they are not angry with the government because it's about governance, it's about delivering, it's about economy. No, they are good. Their businesses are flourishing. They know their economic situation before and then today they are good, but they need that done. They want the prosecution because the alternative is what we need to murder. The alternative is what we need to stop. The alternative is the NPP. So I don't see any Ghanaian, and I am just sending this respectful warning out. The NPP is a dangerous political party. In 2024, by taking power away from them, Samira Bawumia will never forgive you people. Samira Bawumia, she will never forgive you people. And the anger in the hearts of these people who in 8 years misuse power, now they don't trust you people again. MPP, they don't trust you people. Ghana for trust them. They don't trust you people. Say they don't trust you because at a point they didn't expect you people to react. Right now, the anger in them is what is making them back all over the place. And the mistake we are not supposed to make as a people. But who in their right senses will look back and watch DDEP, pensioner for Muye, see the way Ayawaso West Wagon, see the thing they did and they held it.
It was a normal morning. Electorates began queuing very early, some as early as 6 a.m. to cast their ballots peacefully and dash to work. Early reports suggested the process began smoothly, but eyebrows were raised about the presence of heavily armed security personnel, as many as 6 per polling station across the constituency. Political party agents were vigilant and ordinary people watched from afar. But it was an unusual election day. Heavily armed masked men in bulletproof vests, dressed in black polo shirts and khaki trousers, marked NSC as agents of the National Security Council, seen in police pickups, crisscross the main streets towards Bauleshi, a known NDC stronghold. The arrival of the operatives in Rambo style surprises all. About 25 hooded men in 5 pickups or so jump off. In a well-orchestrated plan, they run across the compound where voters had queued waiting for their turn, creating fear and panic. Journalists begin taking pictures, and that provokes the indiscriminate mayhem visited on them. A senior immigration officer at the scene is captured placing an SOS call as he takes cover. In this video, the suspected NPP Invisible Force members are captured beating a man mercilessly, kicked in the face, whilst others pounce on any civilian in sight, punching them and beating others with the butt of their guns. The chaos forces people to flee as policemen try desperately in vain to restrain the NSC agents. After about 6 minutes, they proceed to their next target, the residence of the NDC parliamentary candidate, Delali Kwesi Brempong, few yards away behind the Bauleshi Presby Basic 1 JHS polling station. His house is besieged by the armed men, threatening to shoot as they are confronted by the NDC candidate supporters. They point guns as they demand access to search the house, open fire with live bullets, leaving at least 18 injured. 2 near fatal cases were recorded. Bullet shells and blood stains outside the residence attract onlookers, while irate persons seeking to fight back are seen being calmed by the police.
Don't take the laws into your own hands. The police, we are managing the situation.
Senior officers, including Director in charge of Operations Greater Accra, Chief Superintendent Kwesifori, rush to the scene but look on helplessly.
They are not your men.
I don't know those who came here.
Do you know the men on the ground?
This is something that we need to investigate. But I don't know those who came here. So because all my policemen are not marks. You can see from wherever.
So you know the men on the ground. You know your men on the ground.
I know the men on the ground,
and they are not marked.
And I can see them when I see them.
MP for Ningo Pram Pram, Sam George, is seen questioning the shooting incident. He is confronted for daring to face them, and he gets his first slap. Listen and watch carefully as one of the men shouts, "This is the beginning of 2020. In the chaos, police reinforcement and military teams arrive, armed but unable to stop the violence. The masked men return to the school compound, finish up with more beatings before setting off. The voting center is deserted while officers try to secure the ballot box and voting materials. NDC National Chairman Samuel Ofosu-Ampofo rushes to the scene, meets the traumatized candidate, and announces NDC's decision to boycott the polls after a brief meeting to prevent
So there's a reality check. These are the same people. I understand. I agree with you. Prosecution is taking long. And I agree with you, Ghana ni Aoshami. But we cannot look at the NDPP and feel like, oh, Yansan for MPP Mbra power. Never even think we have the right to be angry. We have the right to be a little disappointed when it comes to prosecution slowing down. But one thing we cannot do as a people, as a nation, we now have peace of mind. We don't go to bed scared. And I believe and I know strongly prosecution will happen. But at this moment, I am like you. I am also frustrated. I am also angry. Why are people we know that took our money? But at least we have our country together. We have our freedom now. These are people that, as much as we are trying to hang, in quote, these are people we are supposed to never, ever consider bringing close to power. Things have happened under Ekufuado Bawumia. Samira Bawumia is one of the most dangerous women in Ghana. I am saying this on authority. Personally, I am telling you. Afenyo Markin, Samira Bawumia, they are one of the most dangerous people in this country, Ghana. Things have happened. We cannot just forget ourselves overnight. Because of something that today we are not getting, we forget ourselves. And I know, and every time I see videos of people saying, say, Mr. President, NDC for Monchinko Fongum, I understand. I'm like you. I'm Ghanaian. I feel it. I know it. I believe you. And I support you. But there's one thing, as much as you are complaining about that, do not ever think of giving MPP power. These are dangerous group of people. Things have happened. People spoke under Bawumia Ekufuado. They were killed. People spoke from their soul.
Ono aya eke benitun ana asama un papro aya wutimi ebeka. Enti asama mi ke nyina ne se me MPP ni pa mpo me MPP ni. Nanso media mahun se amanfo pi dudu na omotaka se na fix the country no omi MPP for because make the MPP ni the entire man na ye force wa kasa fix the country na enye wo na wo ya Ghana na hawo Ghana no ya wa ho you say you na enye wa wallahi na enye wo na wo ya force a wo mu ya ye wo mu na mi metimegina wa mi kasa enye wo na kufu adu dankwa show boy me hu kucha sana ya mechiro nasa jitia me wo emo mu no a jitia fix Ghana na maya na wa fix Ghana na maya ya bekọ han yintina na nyankopon ama me no kasa na kasa me kasa sa kire wo no na nyankopon ma asenizu e ba menim I don't know why na because you need me say wo e no papa wa ye wo no biti me fix Ghana na ma ye wo fix Ghana na ma na ko be chire ye ya Allah jama'a do Allah ku ya fi min Allah ba san dalili ba na magana nan na ji kama wani takaici nake ji na kuna zuwa ni farda Allah ma Allah ku ya fi min na saya na dan masa abin da zan so faɗi gaba ba ya buye zama masala amma marufa na ne na wanga magana nake yi asma mi kai yi jina su wani sai na fix the country ni cire sai ya wuce die ma in tinye ka sai fix the country ena country na in yi wuna usenu wallahi na in yi wuna usenu a che en kaninu na ni yo
MPP ni Segu for to fix the country. They killed him, Kaka. Omukuru to train. Don't forget these things, so these are dangerous people. MPP, a dangerous political party. You have the right to be angry today. But remember, the country can never go back to these people. No, because, hey, Sibia NDC prosecuted there. So, NDC prosecuting to Batam Krona MPP. NDC prosecuting here. You just hand over your freedom to murderers, to people who kill their own and laugh about it. When was the last time I would say MPP for Gina stage? Abo JB Dankwe Dudin. Recently, and an 10 years. Abrantia or Tamusikame Kufu the Koya campaign. Omukuno. Won Sekai Kuno. Ebesinde. Omunye program Biambo Didiwasia. These are the kind of people we are dealing with. I agree with you. Prosecutions, Banner, is frustrating me too. It is not easy. And when I make catch political prosecutions are not easy, but prosecutions will happen. But the question here is, it does not matter. We can get to our lowest, but the MPP is never an alternative, because the alternative is what we want to prosecute. Now, the alternative that you see as dangerous, that you want to prosecute, why will you go to that extent of even thinking, giving that alternative power? When they killed in Kofor at Ayawasu West and Techiman South, Joe Wise, Ejina Parliament, say, in Maiwa, Yakun Accra as young as 18, 17 years or 16 years, young girl. MPP what to me? Joe White General said they were armed robbers.
Were you a bit disappointed that the president did not even speak at all about the people who lost their lives in the Techiman South constituency?
I think that it is not fair for people to refer to an event without going back. What happened? Should the president just talk about if a criminal is shot, he's shot. The crime does not matter? I beg to differ. What happened? The president should stay out. Let the investigative people determine what happened. But I think it's not fair to insist that because somebody died, even if he was in the process of committing a crime, it becomes an issue. No, I beg to differ.
The president did not even speak at all about the people who lost their lives in the Techiman South constituency.
I think that it is not fair for people to refer to an event without going back. What happened? Should the president just talk about if a criminal is shot, he's shot. The crime does not matter? I beg to differ. What happened? The president should stay out. Let the investigative people determine what happened. But I think it's not fair to insist that because somebody died, even if he was in the process of committing a crime, it becomes an issue. No.
Joe Wise, on the Bawumia campaign, you would say, Techiman South, you bought Akora with the 14, 15 year, Yemutu Okuno. So video went and you a question, video way. And I knew Joe Wise question say, Techiman South, you bought Bitrimutu Okuno, MPP what power. So video way. Techiman South, your boy Akora, small girl who your friend is a Samira also. The small girl Pepe ni Akora, and your busa Joe Wise. Who is saying my bina was say now your boy would default to a Kuomoa president on your dang Joe Wise, MPP for Parliament as supporting them. You are telling me today because prosecutions and by the way you want it opening into NPP is an alternative. NPP are pained. Bibi yomu ya omakumim. They feel say Kroni Omodia, why did you take it from them democratically? They need that opportunity. Because they all know Bawumia, onye a man who can make decisions. And a hearing and a control Bawumia, on the control MPP. The NPP right now belongs to Samira Bawumia. And the anger and pain in her heart, Samira or a dangerous chain poison. And I swear to God, ultimately baby and bomb did that. They'll be an album to me survive the next day. Or a dangerous chain cobra. Or a dangerous surprise Lukutawa, it is better than Samira. So you cannot just tell me, say, because Abana Bibia per 90%, 10% in a prosecution. You want prosecution more than me, who in your prosecution in China. And I support you. But we cannot make that mistake. Nanko Poma chance once, God Almighty, or Mani Pebia one chance, and that chance he gave us was in 2024 to give us back our nation. The NPP are dangerous.
Alex Mensah be the head of security campaign for Bawumia. Mahama and the ups and downs, struggles so Bachichi, Abanimu, Dada Fono, Bimo Mundi discuss, special Cocoa Board, any DC or NSS, any upon all the scandals, any Orano, any 24-hour economy. Say na who, any man, government, Ube rating is a what 1 year, 2 months in year. Mahama government will be rating say, since your Mahama a buy when you're a fit and a bosom, into be rating is. And also, subscribe.